Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well. So we've spent the morning around the pool and we've made a calculated decision that today would be the best day to come into Side, which is a local ancient city. Now I picked our resort based on it being close to Side because I get a little bit bored when just lazing by the pool every day. I know that's hard to believe, but it's a fact. I do like to go out and have a look around and things. So when I was researching Turkey and places to go, I stumbled across the fact that Side is an ancient city, and there are just oodles and oodles, if that's the right word, of Roman ruins. So I just thought, well, that's a great thing for us to look at. However, I'm going the wrong way here, However, I didn't take into consideration the fact that it's going to be 40 odd degrees and we're going to be walking around a town. So, yeah, I want to do it, so we're doing it. We dropped in very quickly the other day and had a very brief look round. So I kind of know a little bit what to expect, but today I am prepared, I think. I have got the bottles of water. I've been told that water is very expensive to buy just from the normal shops from there. It's free to us in the hotel, so I've got some in my backpack. Yes, I've got a backpack on. I have fans, you name it. I think I am prepared to hit the town, to be quite honest. So we will see how we get on. Now we are based, oh God, I'm just walking through it. The irrigation is on at the hotel and there's puddles everywhere. It's actually quite nice and cool. But yeah, so there are several ways to get to Side. We are about 10 minutes away from our hotel, so we are going to get a taxi. I've been informed by local Facebook groups and things like that one of the great ways to get there is by Dolmus, which is the local bus service. However, because we are a little bit kind of isolated, it's just going to be far easier for us to just jump in a taxi and get dropped off. Also, we don't want to be walking around trying to find bus terminals and things like that, because it's just going to make us more hot and bothered, and ultimately just not want to walk around town, is it? There's nothing worse than being uncomfortable. It's been it's been one of them things where what do I wear to do this? I've got shorts, I've got trainers, which is what I intended on wearing, but I just think I'm going to be too hot and bothered, so I've gone for a little light and airy dress, which I just think is probably the best option, although I've only got flip-flops on. So I hope the terrain is not too bad. I might be regretting the choice of flip-flops in a bit, but we'll see how we get on. I'm really looking forward to it because what I saw the other day absolutely blew me away. I've never been to Rome, I've never been to Athens, and history is something I was never ever interested in at school, but I think it's something that as you get older, as you become a relic yourself, you probably get more and more interested in other relics. That's probably just the way it is. Right, Mark has just given us the call. He has found a taxi for us. We're coming. I am seriously going to regret having this backpack on, aren't I? It's like carrying a dead weight on my back. But hey ho, that's what it is. Right, we've got our little taxi waiting for us, and let's rock and roll. arrived in Sydney. I've tried to do some time lapse, but I think it did opposite and I think it went slow. But I don't think that's an issue, to be quite honest, because it is so incredible. And I mean, the drive up here, I've never seen anything like it in my life. But we've just been dropped off at the top of the high street and we're just outside what is the ampitheatre or theatre. So I think we're going to bob in and have a look. I think I should have probably allowed 2 or 3 days for this. It's clearly not enough with a few hours, but we'll see how we get on. We've been let in. Wow. Well, that was interesting. We've just had to argue the age of Edward. I mean, I suppose it's one of the downsides of having 2 tall parents. He is only 7, but he looks about 12. And she's saying, ID, he's not only 7. He's 7, I promise. Anyway, we've got in. I took a snippet of the prices. It's quite funny because, well, I'll talk about currency in a bit. But first of all, let's just go and have a look out here. It's already caught my eye. Genuinely blown away. It's incredible. But the thing is, it's not just here. You kind of, I'm in the main part of the amphitheatre here, but then you look just on the outskirts of the ruins and there are the most beautiful columns. Hope you can see that clearly. There's a good old modern crane there just to bring us right back down to earth. But seriously, I'm actually quite taken back. Like I say, I've never been to Athens or Rome or anywhere. I've never ever experienced anything like this other than in books. And it's just beautiful and awe-inspiring. I think this theatre, it's not the best one actually in this area. There's one that's about 40 kilometres away, Aspendos or something. I'll look the name up properly for you. But that is one of the most complete amphitheatres, I believe, in Europe. Don't quote me on that. But this is a smaller one in Sydney. I hope I keep pronouncing that right, Sydney. I believe this seated about 17 to 22,000 people, and I just think you can it's quite difficult to comprehend what actually went on and what people watched in here, the gladiators, and yeah, it's quite awe-inspiring. So I'm clearly based on one of the lower tiers. I don't think that's kind of been up in the gods, isn't it, up there? That's like being sat up on the back rows at Wembley Stadium. These are the front row seats down here. God, it's so steep. How the hell did they build these structures without machinery? How the hell did they do that? It's just amazing. And then if it's not enough just this basic structure, they then put in the most beautiful marbles and carvings. Wow.
Very dangerous.
Good but very dangerous. I was saying, is it as steep as Wembley Stadium? I think when we went to Wembley, we'd have been sat in the equivalent of what it is up there, the gods. Oh God, to have seen this in its heyday.
It would be amazing. If this was still here, all of it, it would have been amazing, wouldn't it?
So where's the pit? Did you identify what
I
the pit
think
was?
that's the pit.
Is that the pit? And what was the pit?
It's where. So if you've seen it, well, I've seen an advert. If you, please correct me if I've got this wrong in the comments. I think on the EE advert there were two people fighting and then someone fell into a pit, basically.
What about the
yeah.
that entrance there? Do you think that might be something?
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. Has it collapsed?
I'm having a moment. One of those senior lady moments. I don't think I'm senior. I'm sweaty, sorry. I apologise for the sweaty top lip and other sweaty orifices. Yeah, I've stolen Edward's fan off him. That didn't last very long. This is just incredible. I actually cannot believe this, and I'm a little bit. I don't think we've left enough time to go and visit the other amphitheatre, the Espendos, I think it was called. Again, I will correct myself if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't think we've left enough time to go and see that. And if it's anything as incredible as this, it doesn't take much to please me, does it? I'll tell you what, it's not just me that's overheating. My camera seems to be overheating as well. But one thing I've noticed when you come back, I've just come out of the main amphitheatre now, and I've come down into the back tunnels, and you can see, I mean, I've been to a lot of football stadiums in my life, but that's actually not one of the better ones. I'll walk you through and show you the others. So they would have been like the gangways into the stadium. So the old staircases are there where people would have entered. So here, that would have been the entrance up there. There's a better one round here. Let me show you. There you can still see the steps. I was just about to get all mardy then. I thought that said girls' entrance. I thought we were going all sexist.
Mama, I would really not go down there.
I think it's held together better than Hillsborough, to be fair. There's a dead heat in here. There's absolutely no air circulating at all. I can't even start to imagine what it must have been like for people competing.
Bien, Tony, merci.
There's all these little details here on the edge of each gangway. Is it gangway? Is that the right word? Each row, each seating row. So all the detail that there must have been. It's quite treacherous walking up here. Ooh! This is when dresses aren't the best thing to wear. This is when you want your trainers on. It's hard work. We've just come out of the main theatre, and this is actually the avenue that you take to come to it, with the lovely crane at the tip of it there. So it's column line, and then back to modern day society and where all the shops start. take your life into your own hands with the mopeds. So Temple of Apollo and Athena is just round here. Again, I'm going to apologise for my sweaty top lip. Not a great deal I can do about that. Whew. Right, so I spoke to Mark, who is in charge of money. Oh, I'm going to get knocked mud down here again. Careful, guys! Yeah, so he paid when we were going in there. There's a little bit of confusion as to how much it was going to be. I took a quick shot of the charging. Mark's worked it out. We paid in lira, they only accept lira, and we paid, it kind of translated to about £15 a ticket, which is absolutely for nothing. It's for Larkins. Before we came to C-Day, because I've not been to Turkey at all before, I was a little bit apprehensive. As somebody recommended that I go on Facebook and join local Facebook groups, which is what I did, and to be quite honest, it's been really, really helpful, and it kind of made me feel a little bit more confident as to what to do, where to go, who to ask. It's just things for like transfers to and from the airport and stuff like that. But one of the most confusing things that I found was currency. So in Turkey, they accept the Turkish lira, they accept euros, and they also accept pound sterling, which there are kind of pros and cons for each, I think. Lots of people were under the impression that you should just pay in lira because obviously that is the local currency and it's better for the economy of the country. However, when you go into the shops, most people seem to want you to spend either euros or sterling, and whether that's because the shopkeepers get a better rate, I'm not entirely sure. However, you know, you can stand here ethically and talk about what's best for everybody, but at the end of the day, it can get quite confusing when you're dealing with 3 different currencies. So what I would recommend is just do what suits you. Somebody's getting a little bit amorous. Am I interrupting? Yes, there's a bit of a cat thing going on. It's a bit like Spain. There's hundreds and hundreds of feral cats. Although I have to say, they seem to be a better class of cat in Turkey. They're all really, really well. They're not mangy or anything. We've just been for a drink in a delightful little bar right on the cliff tops called Zulu, I think it was. And yeah, fab guys. And have said that they will give us a free pickup from the hotel to come back for tea tonight. Do you know what? It's one thing I've got to say. The people here are fantastic, absolutely the loveliest, the most welcoming. One of the things that you'll find about us today is if you've not seen enough Roman ruins, they'll just throw some more at you and they just keep coming and coming and coming. They are literally on every corner. It is so random. Oh, here, and here's what I'm talking about. They've been excavating C-Day since 1947, I think. Oh, just tripping up. 1947, I think it was that I read. It's kind of obviously been an on and off process. But it's quite surreal. I've never been. You hear about these places and you expect everything to be cordoned off, but it absolutely isn't. It's just open and people can walk around it. Actually, this area that I've just come to here, it looks like this is just being excavated as we speak, although there's nobody here. It's obviously tea time. I love how there's some like bathroom tiles just up there on top of on Roman footings. That's hilarious. Modern meets ancient. I think I know which I prefer. I don't envy the guys who are working doing the excavations. I mean, obviously they're a lot more accustomed to this weather than I am, but even still, yeah, would not want to be digging things up in 46 degrees of heat. That cannot be easy work at all. Right, so there's an ancient city map here. Let's have a look. It's quite difficult to differentiate what is original and if they're kind of replacing anything. Some of it just looks too good to be old. Wow. That is the Temple of Apollo. That just looks incredible with the sun behind it and the sea. And this, I believe, which has been renovated, is a temple of Athena. So they were the Greek gods around at that time. What do you want me to show you then? Ah, so that's the restoration photographs. My little boy has just pointed out the restoration photographs. So yeah, there's a temple of Athena and Apollo. It is amazing, darling. I wish there were images of what this potentially would have been like in its full glory. There you go. It's one of those things, I don't really know what to say because I don't know a great deal about the history, but things this incredible kind of speak for themselves, I think, don't they? I mean, I hope you can see that, the faces. Just look at that. How the hell did they do that? And that just happens to be around the corner from the marina and all the bars and the shops and things. It's one of the nice things about it here. You just stumble on it by accident. It's just, you walk round a corner and then all of a sudden you're faced with the most incredible piece of history. One of the things that made Sea Day so important throughout history is the port, and that's where I am now. I'm just walking down the pier, which is actually really nice, a little bit of respite from the all-encompassing heat. Got a little bit of a breeze. It's quite beautiful. Slightly spoilt by Kylie Minogue in the background. Not that I've got anything against Kylie Minogue, it's just not really the background music that you would hope for. So we've entered the world of counterfeit. I have to say, I can't comment on quality, but from what I've seen in the windows, they look really, really good. I always thought it was something that was a little bit more of a back room thing that they had to keep hidden away. Apparently not. Everything is out on display, including all the Rolex watches and trainers that we have here. It smells amazing.
Alter, stimmt.
Shall we see if we can find something for Grandma?
We asked, well, do you do a backgammon board?
I could have dropped that. Would you cook it? Thank you, darling. Come on down here. Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah. What? Ah. A big sign saying, "Please do not film." Oops.
Oh. Mama.
So here is just one of the many glass walkways. They seem to be like this on every corner. I wish they could do a cleaning them though, I have to say. Ah, yeah, columns there, you see. Oh gosh, can you see the mosaic? Guard cat. I think this must be the start of the shops and the houses, although they're pretty small. You can see the entrances into them here. Gosh, I'd have loved to have known what all that was about. I wonder if it was actually underground and it's where potentially where all the gladiators were kind of hung out, as you would do. Bit of socialising before your impending death. It is coming up to 7 o'clock in the evening, and you can tell because the temperature's dropping, it's starting to get really busy, which is a bit of a shame, but I can understand it. People stay at home until it is a sensible. Look down there. I bet that was one of the streets, and there's a big entrance just there. I wonder what these, where it says shops and houses. Let's have a look. R1 and 2 residences. Console House and R2 Peristyle House are located behind the eastern portico of Sewell Street, approximately 25 metres northwest of the Angora. I think the Angora is the bath. The Roman baths. These residences are referred to as the Console House and the Peristyle House by archaeologists. Oh, you can see the mosaic just over there on the floor. Don't know why it's being covered by a blanket. I have to say I wouldn't mind some of these columns in my garden, my gosh. It has to be said, they didn't do things by halves, did they, back then? Even the little street is clad in marble columns. Everything was just done to absolute perfection. So what is this? So this is the CD Theatre and Museum ticket office. I'm not entirely sure what that is for. We've obviously bought tickets to go. It's a little bit confusing, to be honest, and as I was saying earlier on, because there's not as many English-speaking people as one would expect, it's a little bit difficult trying to fathom out what you're buying and what you're not. So maybe we did buy tickets for that as well. I have no idea. I think it's the city walls. Obviously they stretch considerably further down there, not much of them left, and then you come up here and just a few more columns thrown into the mix in case you were feeling that you'd not seen enough. There you go. This monumental fountain. The structure is one of the most monumental fountain structures in Anatolia. So that would have been a fountain. My God, actually, yeah, you can see the outlets where the water would have come out of. Jeez. Monumental fountain, one of the most important monuments of the city. Is a Nymphaeum built, is it how you pronounce it? Nymphaeum built in the 2nd century AD.
Where are you from?
Pardon?
Where are you from?
England.
England.
Hi.
Okay. I will inform you about the story. This is the entry in everything is there.
Yes.
In Old Town. Did you see?
Yes, I've been over there. I've been in the theatre and everything. It's
you alone here? Alone?
No, with my husband and son. They're just up there somewhere.
Where is?
They're just walking down here somewhere.
Okay.
I've left them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's magnificent.
Okay.
Absolutely magnificent.
Have you children?
Yes.
Yes.
One.
Okay. Well, I think maybe alone. I will see it.
No.
I'm glad I had to tourist sometimes here.
Yeah.
If you want.
Fantastic. You speak fabulous English.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You
Bye
can
bye.
teach me English. Yes.
Bye bye. It's funny, isn't it? I always manage to marry myself off when I'm in predicaments like that. When strange men come and offer to help me find my way around the city. It's like, oh yes, I'm married. Anyway, I really, really hope you've enjoyed this little insight into you see, I still don't even know how to pronounce it properly. Side, I think it is pronounced. It's getting very, very busy down here now. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.